By, we understand, residents from in and around that community who are part of a looting spree that took place just a few minutes ago. In fact, what you're seeing now is seemingly some workers who are hesitantly going about what they were doing before this crowd essentially swept through that particular area. Police, we understand, are also at hand. No arrests so far have been confirmed, but there is one particular store that has been completely ransacked. It happens to be owned by a foreign national, and in fact the inference already being drawn here is that this is behavior or action that is spurred or directed directly towards these foreign nationals who are operating in and around that area. It remains to be seen what happens next, but as you can see now, a number of stores have now had to shut their doors at short notice at just 20 minutes after 12 o'clock on this Friday afternoon. And you can only imagine the economic impact, the fallout that is going to result from this. The march itself seemed relatively uncoordinated and mushroomed out of nowhere, some people might suggest. So just an update, I suppose, for you as we try and piece together what else we know so far, as we also keep a close eye on what is likely to happen next. But looting taking place in Estcourt, at least one shop that's been affected so far, several others closing their doors at short notice, with police trying their best to have a handle over the situation. And as I say that, an alarm now going off, not clear what that signals, but there you can see yet another store where it seems those crowds essentially gathered a short while ago and essentially helped themselves to whatever they could hold on to. Infrastructure being damaged, items there taken indiscriminately. One of the shop owners telling SABC News a short while ago that he happens to come from Egypt but is legally in the country and in fact has been operating there for about 15 years. He says, you know, he doesn't understand why his store was targeted. He seems to have been taken by surprise, getting a call to rush to his shop and try to safeguard it. From his version of events, he did manage to actually close the store, but once this crowd arrived, they forcefully gained entry before helping themselves to the items that he described to us. And it really is wide-ranging, from clothing items to handbags, jewelry, the works. The concern has always been there, of course, that something like this would ultimately happen. The concerns that have been raised by those who are part of, for example, of the March and March movement would in some ways been taken over by criminal shall we call it, intentions, and that would ultimately lead to this criminal action. So I suppose we'll be waiting now to see what the response will be from those who organize these marches and whether or not they will be unequivocal in distancing themselves from what is now taking place, if in fact they were not part of it. I mean, just to once again emphasize the point a short while ago, a lock is on that particular store's doors, but that didn't stop those who are part of this looting spree from essentially breaking in and taking whatever they can before moving over to the next store. What is also largely unanswered, a question at this stage, is where police were and at which point they were able to arrive, because it seems, as you can see, much of the damage has now been done. You'd also be forgiven, of course, if you're going through a moment of deja vu, because let's face it, as a country, we've been here before, haven't we? I don't need to remind many of you who are watching of what happened in July of 2021, incidentally also in KwaZulu-Natal, obviously under very different circumstances, but there were real fears that there'd be a repeat of something like that, and hopefully these aren't the early signs of exactly that. We'll keep a close eye on developments there, but my goodness, once again, live pictures from Escort, where it seems somebody was found inside the store. Let's just listen in for a while and take in the sights and sounds of what's happening. All right. A fast-moving story, as you can see, and once again, I must admit, we are still trying to ascertain the facts around what might have happened. What we are able to confirm, of course, is what we're beaming to you now, that a number of stores have been looted in and around Escort. It's unclear where the group that was conducting this came from, what their intentions were, and under whose auspices all of this ultimately has been carried out. What is very clear, though, as you can see, is that there's a significant amount of damage. Once again, we still don't have the exact number of arrests, but needless to say, perhaps the person you saw a short while ago will be amongst those people who are now handcuffed, if in fact it is found that they were part of the looting spree that took place in Escort just a short while ago. Stick around on the SABC News channel. As soon as these details I allude to are confirmed, will be the first to bring it to you.
Much Ayanda, we are here in Escort in front of Mr. Egypt Home Decor and Perfumes. This is the shop that has been looted by the residents of this town just in the past 10 or 15 minutes. When we were arriving in Escort, we were coming to Escort to speak to the foreign nationals that basically were approached the Pietermaritzburg High Court recently in relation to them demanding their keys back from the mayor of Inkosi Langalbalele municipality, who took the keys during an operation that they had, saying that the foreign nationals that are owning shops in Escort must vacate this town in April. So the shop owners, some of the shop owners have been not operating since April 25, after there was a march and march protest in this small town of Escort during that time, Ayanda. And what we understand is that during that time, the mayor also conducted that search in these shops. But with that, we did speak to some shop owners who are saying that they are legal in South Africa because they've got citizenships. Some they saying that they've been in South Africa for over 25 years. But I'll just try to speak to the shop owner here, who will just briefly tell us about the situation. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. If you can just give us your name and your surname.
My name is Keri Al-Abd.
Keri, tell us what happened this morning.
This morning I was operating, no problem. I don't have no problem. Only now I heard some people say the shop is looting. So I was trying to come outside to close the shop. I managed to close the shop, but this people was pulling the shutter up and he go enter the shop and he looted.
Since there was that march and march protest in the city, in this town, were you operating after the keys?
Operating, I don't have no problem. No one come trouble me. I operate the shop, no problem. It's only today. No one come even by me, see, must close the shop. No one come by me, must ask for the paper, nothing. No one come. And I have the South African ID. I'm married here for 20 years. I have my children is here. And I'm operating this business here maybe 15 years.
So, just which country are you coming from?
I'm from Egypt.
Oh, so that is why you are Egypt.
Mr. Egypt, yeah. Yes.
Mr. Egypt, just to get some more details in relation to you, when did you arrive in South Africa?
I arrived in South Africa 2003. I come to South Africa 2003. And I married, I have my children here, I have my house, I have my shop, I have everything here.
So you don't understand why they are taking you?
No, I do not understand. But I think he's attacking all the shop, not only me.
So just tell us what so far what have been looted in your shop.
He looted all the stuff: my bag, my perfumes, my watch, my carpet, my board stand, my board. Most of all the stuff is gone. My leather jacket, my bags for the ladies. Most of the stuff.
Hello good people, welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, please make sure you do the right thing. You press that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Good people, ensukwini nje ezimbalwa ezendlule abantu bokufika abanezitoro eMtshezi bavulele imeya yaseMtshezi icala. Icala ka balivulele imeya elokuthi imeya yaseMtshezi xenophobic. Izinto ezibhalayo ku Facebook izikhombisa ukuba xenophobic. Icala futhi lokuthi imeya yaseMtshezi iyabaxosha eMtshezi. Bona abafuna ukuhamba, abafuna ukuya ndawo. So bona bathi imeya yaseMtshezi icela nje ukuthi ingasondele izitoro zabo, zingathintwa izitoro zabo. So ke umbuzo uthi labantu laba bangafuni imeya isondele izitoro zabo. Imeya ngithi umthetho yona uqobo lwayo. So bathi umthetho wonke kahle kahle awungasondeli izitoro zabo. So kuzokwenziwa kanjani ama inspections? Kuzocheckwa kanjani ukuthi amaphepha abanawo asemthethweni na a right if bona bathi nje abafuni anything ezosondela eduze kwabo ewumthetho, which is imeya leyo. So ke abantu baseMtshezi badina bagana unwabu bathi nje okay angithi inkantolo ivune nina, thina ke sizawuthathela ke umthetho ezandleni zethu ngoba sesibona ke abantu baseMtshezi sebalutha. Indaba iqale ngabo ukuthi bavulela imeya icala. Asazi ke ukuthi isiphi isizathu esenze ukuthi inkantolo ivumelane nabo noma ivune bona. Asazi cause I don't think ukuthi kunomuntu onelungelo lokuphikisa imeya yakuleyo ndawo ukuthi mayithi angikufuni lokhu akungenziwa la endaweni le mina engiyiphethe okamanje. Kunomuntu onelungelo lokumphikisa, especially futhi uma ngabe lento ayishoyo yinto ehambelana nobugebengu, ukuthi ubugebengu lobenzeka la angibufuni lobugebengu. Cause mawuse South Africa ungenawo amaphepha, you are a criminal. So good people, kuningi man izinto ezenzeka eSouth Africa and konke lokho kwenzakalayo kuqale ngegovernment yase South Africa corrupt. Good people, please comment your thoughts below. Tell us what do you think after watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Kulungile, bye. See you on the next one.